Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian with HappyThumbsGaming, and we've got some more LEGO Ninjago movie video game for you. In fact, we've got location for the Uncrossable Jungle free play / free roam, where we're going to find all of the collectibles. In fact, we actually hit a pretty good milestone. We get 100 gold bricks, which gets us that Apprentice of the Gold Art Trophy achievement, and we get a handful of collectibles. Now, as you can see, as we look at Ninjago Island here, and we start to zoom in on location for the Uncrossable Jungle, you can see we only have one gold brick, and that's because we got it for completing the story. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into exploring the area, and yeah, all loading scenes have been removed, and we have sped this up ever so slightly. And if you're new to Happy Thumbs, we've got quick links down below in the video description to help you get to those items quickly and easy. Holy cow, I'm off to a rough start. We'll go ahead and keep on keeping on, see what happens here. We are going to go ahead and turn around, and look at that. We've got ourselves a race right across the bridge here. And we're going to go ahead and recommend you switch to a character that's got a little extra juice. In our case, we're going to select Griffin Turner ×2. That's right, we're going to use both of our characters as Griffin Turner, as it is sometimes helpful to switch characters. Like if you fall off a ledge or maybe get stuck sideways or something, it's always handy to have both characters set to speedy characters. Now, in our case, it has happened more than a dozen times that it switches the characters for us. So as we're jumping across some of those poles or whatever, it actually, you'll hear it going click, 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 and all of a sudden, it's not Griffin Turner anymore, it's somebody else. And I'm not sure why the game does that, but it tends to do that more often than it should. Now, go ahead and use the extra speed from your character as much as possible, but you will find that in some cases, it's actually best to not use the extra speed, because it's a little squirrely. You can see our character jumped out of the ground right there, and I do believe he or she has switched to Nia, I believe. I'm not sure. But all right, so this one actually took me a couple of times to do. I did have to restart once, I think, actually. And it's a kind of a long race. And I got right to the end right here, and I was like at 121 right as I came through. And I got the Silva, and I got a couple of studs to go with it. But I went ahead and retried it. Now, we are right in the middle, or kind of towards the end of our overall journey. So we're going to go ahead and do something we don't usually do. We're going to use the fast travel, which should be really called slow travel, because it takes forever to load the map, and then it takes even longer to load to the beginning of the area that we're already in. But we have collected 1 gold brick for completing that race, and again, we did remove the loading screen, so you didn't have to wait through it for us and for you. Now, I see a blue up ahead of me, and you know me, I got to get them all. Oh, I actually passed it up. I thought for sure I was going to go grab that blue, but I guess I didn't. So I'm going to switch over to Griffin Turner again, as he will help us get from point A to point B, too, not just for races. He's handy in between as well. And look at that. We've got our first tornado build. The tribesman over in the corner here is going to ask us to help create a jungle throne. And with a quick, we're going to go ahead and build it up for him. And it costs quite a bit of studs, but we get a few of those back as it rains a few gold and blues. We'll pick those up, and we'll also collect that gold brick. So thank you very much. Speaking of gold brick, I do believe there's one right around the corner here. In fact, there it is, sitting in the corner, backed by some sort of a wagon wheel. So we'll go ahead and make our way back there and collect it. Oh, don't forget the blue behind the tree, too. All right, thank you very much. All right, so next we're actually going to go to the left as we turn around. It's kind of confusing, and even I got confused. I'm like, which way do I go? Which way do I go? And as it turns out, we need to drop down off this ledge here, but I was unsure, so I dropped down. Wait, like I'm having second thoughts here. Oh, I jumped back up, and then I realized, nope, that is the way I need to go. So we'll drop down and cross that bridge, and as soon as we get over there, we're going to notice over to the right there is another bridge. It's kind of a makeshift bridge. In fact, you might remember it. We knocked this bad boy down during the story mode. And I do believe we're kind of going backwards through the level compared to the way the story took us through. But as we get all the way over here to this dojo, we notice there's a couple of power nodes up top that need to be flipped around. So switch to a character with Spin Jitsu and go ahead and target, well, not the red dangler there. We need to hit that icon in the back there. So make sure both of those get flipped from red to green. And look at that. Open the door. Now, if I'm being totally honest, this whole segment right here kind of reminded me of the Beverly Hills Ninja movie. Anybody ever see that movie? Chris Farley as a ninja? You know, hey, by the end, he's actually a pretty reputable person. Now, oh, okay, here we've got ourselves a double whammy. That's right, we're actually going to 2-for-1. Now, we try to avoid overlapping collectibles, but in this case, we're actually going to do just that. We've got a side quest just down below. We've got the co-pilot in his undershorts. And I think he should probably be saying, honey, where's my pants? And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go round up his clothes for him. So turns out there are 3 items scattered throughout. And along our journey, we actually go right by a character token. And so, being that we have to climb up this yet again for another thing, we actually thought we would save ourselves that 3rd trip up. So, we got a double whammy. And hopefully you guys will be cool with that. But as you can see, we've got options here. We've got a left and a right way. We can go up, which is the left route, or right, which is all the way around the building. We're going to go up to the left, though, because we can see there is a blue bouncing arrow somewhere up there. So we'll go ahead and, come on, try to make the dismount there. It was kind of a funny angle, but I got it, and we'll go all the way to the top. And look at that. We've got ourselves a green glowing spot, which is going to be perfect for Nia and her spear. So we'll go ahead and switch on over to any version of Nia, and check it out. We're going to go ahead and, oh, I almost fell off there. Spam, spam, spam. I guess you just have to push the button indicated there. Look at that. It opens up for us, and we go ahead and grab ourselves character token number 1. And it's for Acidicus. That's kind of a hard one to say. It's kind of fun, though, once you get it right. Acidicus. All right, so we'll add him to our serpents, and we will move on. So we'll go ahead and remove that, as you can see, from our character or our on-screen notations there. And look at this. We've got the first one is all the way up and around. We're going to zip line down through this giant log. We get a few studs as well as that first piece. And now we've got to go back up again. What? That's right. We've got to try to find the other pieces. And it turns out we've got that other route to the right that we can go ahead and utilize. So try not to fall off, and I definitely recommend not looking down, but all right, don't follow my path here. And I tried to switch characters to make it quicker, and I don't think it made it any quicker. I did a little backtracking there. So luckily for us, both characters are Nia. For whatever reason, like I said, for some reason the game changes your characters for you. Like it thinks it knows what you want, I guess. So all right, we'll take the right route this time and do a little tiptoeing out on that ledge. And before actually moving through and grabbing the piece, make sure you sneak into this back little corridor here and smack the bouncing stud cube to go ahead and try your luck at some actual major studdage. I got the silvers. I did about the worst you could do, so we won't talk much about that. Hopefully you get the poiple. All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump down. Now, this was kind of funny. Watch this. There's no arrow, right? Where's my blue bouncing arrow? Where? Oh, there it is. Where was it? Why was it hiding there? That was such a weird thing. So anyways, I actually ran around for quite a while trying to figure out where it was. But luckily for me, there was a nice little spot that I could edit it together, and it actually looked pretty clean. So once you get all 3 items, go ahead and return back to the whole co-pilot here. And look at that. He is officially clothed and no longer shaking in his britches. All right, so gold brick is officially ours, and we can move over. Now we're going to go under the volleyball net, and right behind that is a couple of spots you can jump on. And watch your step. It gets really soggy and yucky down below here, and you will die. So not that it really hurts you much. It takes a few studs away and it respawns you. But our goal is to get all the way to this back corner over here and use this grapple plug. And oh no, I've gone bananas. Really, inside there was a character token amongst all them bananas. And look at that, it's Cole Classic. We'll add him to our list, and before going too far, we're going to go ahead and switch to a character with a fiery tornado. That's right, we're going to select Kai, and we're going to blast away this gold treasure chest over here. And inside, guess what? We're going to find ourselves another character token. That's right. This one, who do you think it is? Any guesses? You don't have to wait very long. We'll just have to, oh yeah, that's right. We do have to build this up and use the baboinger to get across. And this launches us all the way to the top of that gazebo thingy over there. And luckily for us, there are 2, not 1, but 2 power nodes that need to be flipped. I recommend flipping them both, as the one side has a character token and the other one has one of those bouncing stud cubes. And look, I have to be honest. I need to go rock that bonus level a couple times. I'm going to run out of studs before we get to the end of our free roam, because it's taken a lot to get those tornado builds. And welcome to the club, Snake Army Brute. And it looks like we got a few character parts unlocked for our character creator as well, which we still haven't gone and rang off that trophy achievement for collecting those. Look at that, right next door, we've got one of them bouncing stud cubes, so we'll take it. Thank you very much. Another silver one. I'm not doing so hot on those today, am I? But hey, a quick tip from Thumbie there. Feel free to use those quick links down below. Now, most of the collectibles are back to back to back to back to back. There's not a lot of in between, but as you can see, there was a few seconds here, so we wanted to go ahead and remind you that those quick links are available. Now, we've already used one route to get across the swamp here. This time, we're actually going to use the Hippa to the Hoppa poles, and look at that. We got all the way over, and in this back corner, once we get to the top of the path, is a left wall run here. That's right, we got an agility wall we can run up, and once we get up top, we got one of them Lloyd walls that we need his special green sword for. So to chop it down and get inside and grab your gold brick. Look at that, we only got 3 gold bricks so far. We got a whole bunch more in store, don't worry. And like I said, we got those quick links down below if you're in a hurry. So all right, right up to the side on that same ramp, there is a little tight pants tight roping we can do. That's right. And speaking of tight pants, I just had a call from old Snug Trowels. Like, I'm not even kidding. I just got off the phone with old Tight Pants Joey. For those of you who've been around for a long time, you know, he's one of my buddies that, you know, he kind of fell victim to that tight pants era. And we gave him a lot of, you know, grief for that. So his name still to this day, even though he's outgrown the tight pants, literally, he's no longer, we still call him that. We still call it. So, hey, welcome to the club, Fangtom. And we'll go ahead and move along. Now, we used one of our pirates that we unlocked in the dojo campaign when we had that video where we went and took on all of those dojos. Now, I didn't mention that at the beginning of this video, but if you are, for whatever reason, missing some characters needed for some of these collectibles, you got ahead of yourself. You should return back to those dojos and take them all down one at a time. Each one of those dojos actually gives you 3 characters to unlock and use, so that's pretty sweet. Now, all right, we have made it across the swamp one more time all the way to this back corner and run up the wall. Use the old rope swing to get up to this upper ledge here, and check it out. We've got the Ancient Scroll Master of Time red brick. Now, this, I was like, what the heck is this? Master of Time? We already got a Speedy Gonzalez one. What's this? Turns out this is a old school movie effect. So I want to go ahead and demonstrate it real quick because I thought it might be useful, but it's just kind of one of those cool effects. And you can see here, look at that. It's like old-timey movies. See? Like they got the film grain and everything. But we are not really too keen on that, so we're going to turn it off. And hopefully you don't mind that, but we're going to continue the rest of the level as we were. Now, as soon as we drop down, we see that there's another grapple plug with another one of those rotating stud cubes, and I hit the jackpot! That's right, I finally redeemed myself by getting a purple. And now, what do we got? We got a bridge, and we're going to keep on keeping on and make our way down and around until we come to this really crazy, like, it's like a temple out in the middle, and it seems to be sweating because it's got water coming off of it. Now, I guess we're going to go, sorry, I got ahead of myself there. We're actually going to go and check out this secret area over here. We are making our way to the temple down below, and this one's not the sweaty one, though. But, okay, inside this temple, there was a gold brick requirement, which we have 100 gold bricks so far. It didn't tell me how many were here, nor did it for Doug or Tyler when they were doing the guide for this. So, hopefully you've got enough gold bricks and you've been following along. Once inside, there are 5. That's right, count them, 5 spider webs that need to be taken down. Doesn't matter which character you use. It just needs to be something that has some sort of a projectile weapon. And for us, we got it. And look at that. The spider was kind enough to drop down character token number 5. And who do we got? Who do we got? Who's part of the club? Ooh, it's Skylor. Ooh, I love that hood. Kind of reminds me of this new fad in the NBA right now that Carmelo Anthony started. They started off as Hoodie Mellow, but now everybody's got hoodies and they're wearing them. It's pretty crazy. All right, next up, just to the left of where we collected that token, there's going to be a Lord Garmadon spot where I do believe any character with 4 arms can manipulate this. But, oh, poor Garmadon. I forgot all about this. So he uses all 4 of his arms to open this for us. We switch characters and target that bullseye. We knock it, and all of a sudden we get rewarded with a gold brick, and then we make our way out of the cave. Now, you might notice Garmadon doesn't come with us. And we actually don't see him for a little while. And I don't notice this until we actually need another character. Now, watch. You'll see it. It's not for a couple minutes. But so we're going to keep on keeping on it. We're going to make our way to that sweaty temple out in the middle there as I take a quick peek from this ledge up above here. And you can't really see the water dripping off of it from here. But we'll get there, I promise. And there's lots of stuff. In fact, I almost get myself a character token that we come back and get here in a little bit here, too, with my super hops here. If I would have done the proper double jump here, oh, was a little short of landing on that red mushroom, but I promise we come back and we get him in a minute. Now, here's that temple I've been talking about. You can see it's got water dripping off the side, but there's 2 different types of water. Now, I wasn't sure if you could freeze this side as well, but as it turns out, you cannot. However, on the other side, there you can see the water is a little different. It's got more of a stud-like appearance to it. So we'll go ahead and charge up our freeze tornado with Zane. And look at that, it blows the doors right off. And inside, we got ourselves a gold brick. So we'll go ahead and collect that. Thank you very much. And we are pretty much nearing the halfway point here. So pat yourselves on the back, and hopefully you are making your way through this quickly and easily, just like we are. Now, on the back side of this temple, you're going to see a little pipe with some hop spots on it. So we'll go ahead and use those to jump from one to the other. And for whatever reason, I can never seem to connect with those things. I'm sure it's a user error, but I struggle all the time with those. Now, once we get to the bottom of this little cave here, we can see that there is a floating skeleton head up there. Now, I try to target him with my bow and arrow, and it does no good. So looks like Spin Jitsu is the case, and I don't believe you need Zane. I think any character with Spin Jitsu can do it. But you got to blast that head not 5, but 6 times. That's right. And it just kind of moves around. It plays the old, musical chairs, I guess musical heads around. And we bust them all up, and eventually we get ourselves a gold brick for doing just that. So thank you very much. And we can go inside here. We got some more studs, but not a whole lot else other than that in here. So we'll go ahead and make our way back outside the cave, and you might have noticed that there was somebody chilling outside there. Did you notice that? Well, we'll go ahead and pay some attention to that now. Look at all these blue studs, so make sure you do go in there, because there's quite a few studs floating around. Hey, did anybody complete that little puzzle thing right there? It looks like something you'd see at a carnival or something, but I didn't really mess with it. And I thought we'd be back, and it had something to do with a collectible, but it doesn't. So if you know, drop me a comment down below. It's probably just some extra studs or something. And speaking of stud, we're going to switch on over to a deep sea diving stud. We had a little trouble switching characters, though, while we were on one of those Hippa to the Hoppa poles. I'm not sure what's up with that, but apparently you can't change characters while you're on there. But all right, we've got our deep sea diver, and we are underwater. And check it out. We've got 5 of these flowers we need to find and destroy. And once we get all 5, we're actually going to yield ourselves another gold brick. Now, we've got some other things we can shoot down here, which is nice. Now, it doesn't matter which character you use while underwater, but hey, General Shark or Shark General Army or Army Shark General, whatever his name is, he actually has a gun, so we can launch some projectiles from a distance and take out those flowers with persistence. So look at that. We've got... We've got this dude I was talking about that's out along the edge here. And we'll go ahead and hop up and see what he's got for us. In this case, it looks like the Fisherman is missing his beautiful fishing rod. So we'll go ahead and see if we can find it for him. And spoiler alert, we're actually going to find it. There's actually a blue bouncing arrow that makes it really hard for us to not figure out where it is. And along our journeys, we actually might want to make note of a gold brick, as the next collectible is going to be a gold brick, which is off to our left. That's right. If you'll look out to your left window, you will see the gold brick. Nah, you can't see it right now. I tried to not see it because we already overlapped one collectible, and I didn't want to, tempt myself to overlap another. But as it turns out, we have to swim all the way to this cave, and inside the cave, there's a whole bunch of skeletons. And once we take out all these bad guys, we actually get ourselves that fishing rod that we can take back and return to him and get ourselves that gold brick. Hey, here's a good chance to go ahead and get some studs rounded up. Now, these guys don't give you a whole lot per time, but if you bust them up consecutively, you can get that multiplier up. And look at that, we got a ×8 going. So that's about all we got, and we'll collect that fishing pole, and we can head back. Now, this blue arrow kind of takes us for a loop. This is one of those things that, a lot of you guys have asked, why don't we use the collectible finders? Like, there's usually a red brick for, mini kit finders or gold brick finders or things like that. Now, Doug or Tyler may use them while they are writing the guides. I tend to not use them because it seems like those arrows often confuse me more than they guide me to the right place. Now, we've already had one incident in this game where it actually really threw me for a loop, and I edited most of that out so you didn't have to experience it. I know I mentioned it, but, and so we don't use those because sometimes they just make it more confusing than they actually help us out. So... to the hell, look at that, buddy. Caught the big one, and it was a gold brick. Listen how disappointed he was. I'm actually quite excited, and I'll take that. Thank you very much. And now we can go ahead and collect that other one we found on our journey. Now, like I said, you just got to swim back through this little ravine over here, and all of a sudden it's on our left side. Now, I saw a few studs, so I veered a little to my right, which if that confuses you, I apologize. But really, we just wanted to go straight back through where we came from, and there she blows. And I don't know, there's like a little sunken ship there. I felt the need to take that out as well. And anyhow, moving along, what's next? We've got ourselves a wee bit of a break, it looks like, in between collectibles. So feel free to use those quick links. Meanwhile, we're going to run up on the shoreline here, and we find this, like this weird building. I already ran by it. It was kind of a funny angle when I ran by it, so I didn't see the acrobatic walls or the agility walls that we can run up. And basically what it is it's kind of like a little parkour course. We got to run up the left side and then get up the far right, and then all of a sudden we've got a couple of jumps, and then we got handhelds and a rope to swing on, and it gets pretty crazy. But by the time we get all done, we get ourselves a gold brick. Now, I had somebody ask what that meter up top was, the stud meter that keeps filling up, and why that lower meter isn't filling up. Well, basically, I keep spending tons of studs, so I'm not getting to my next level requirement yet. However, each stud I do collect goes to my overall stud count. Now, I think it's I'm not going to say how many million. It's a lot of studs. Whatever the stud requirement is for level 20 ninja, it's a lot. But we get there thanks to our stud helper. And really, we're going to go back to the bonus levels. That's really where it's at. But that stud multiplier for being quick, for taking out bad guys, that's going to probably be your best bet. So using that infinite skyward dragon is going to be super helpful in situations that have lots of bad guys. Now, you're going to have one coming up here, as this side quest actually requires us to take out a handful of bad guys. We actually have 3 locations with bad guys, and I do believe each location has 6 of these skeletons. Now, I'm using a guy who doesn't have very quick movements, so I definitely recommend using one of our ninjas in order to do this, because they seem to move a lot faster, and I do believe you can get that combo up quicker with one of the ninjas as opposed to, you know, like the shark army general. So, all right, continue to get your cha-cha on until you get all the way over. So we almost got the first area done. We got, like I said, we got 3 areas to take on, and so we'll make our way over there. And like, I should have switched characters, but I didn't even realize. Like, notice Garmadon still isn't with us. Notice I still only have 1 character. I'm being serious. He's still holding on to those poles that we had him. And hey, check us out on social media if you have not already. We've got links down below in the video description as well. In fact, we got all sorts of stuff down there. If you haven't clicked that show or see more button, depending on what it says and which platform you're viewing it on, but you know, check it out. There's all sorts of links. We got usually links to like playlists, trophy achievement guides if we got one for the game. In fact, you know, we're still working on the guide for this game. The collectibles and everything are totally done. It just needs to be polished and put on the site. That's really what needs to happen. So hopefully we'll get that done in the next couple of days. It is kind of a group effort, though. As Doug did get himself a full-time job, he wasn't able to finish the guide for us, not in the time that we were hoping he would. So Tyler took over. So we got to get those 2 together, and hopefully the 2 of them can make the masterpiece that will be our trophy achievement guide that makes the website. But all right, so you can see we got quite the multiplier going here, and we are almost done. We only got 3 skeletons left. Once we get all 3 of these guys dealt with, it's actually going to give us our gold brick, and we're going to be ready to move on to the next collectible, which happens to be right here as well. All right, there he is. He dug that bad boy up for us. Thank you very much. We'll collect it and keep it. Me precious. That's right. All right, hey, remember that character token that I almost got earlier on them mushrooms from that big double jump that I almost got? Well, hey, guess what? We are back to it. We're going to double jump up onto the big guy from the little guy, and all the way up top we find ourselves character token number 6, Bolobo. I'm not sure who or where he's from, but I don't have a whole lot of history of the Ninjago world, so he's probably one of those civilians, it would be my guess, but I'm not exactly sure. Now, right down below that, you might have noticed there's a cracked wall with some glowing light coming through it. We're going to switch on over to any version of coal that has spinjitzu, and we'll go ahead and blast away our earth tornado. And look at that. Knock it like it's hot. Knock it like it's hot. That's right. We found ourselves a new little pathway, and inside, ooh, it's a race. I hope I win. And look at that. We got some birthday cake there, too. Is that what that was? I'm not sure why that was there. But, all right, here we go. We're going to switch to Griffin Turner, and we're going to switch to our other character, which is Garmadon, still holding that pole. Yeah, that snake was probably getting a little tired holding its mouth open there as well. But I freed him up from that pole, and he should join us any second. There he is. Hello there, Gamadon. So we'll switch him on over to another version of Griffin Turner. And now we got both characters. Go fast mode, and we'll go ahead and activate this race. Now, keep in mind, to go fast, you do have to press a button. For us, it is circle. Depending on the platform you are playing on, it will change. Now, look at that. Because I had both characters selected as a quick character, I was able to fall into that swamp and then switch to my other character, who actually was a little bit better than I was on the button pressings, and I actually skipped that whole section that I failed the first time on by switching to my other character. So, it does come in handy to have both characters speedy style, and not very often. That's one of the very few times that it has worked out in my favor. But look at that. Ooh, I better stop and build the old Sea-Doo. Not sure why that was there. I don't remember that being there before. But up, up, away we go. And look at that. We jumped right through that ring going up there. And we got another one up top. We are getting close to the finish line here. And wait for it. There it is. Booyaka Shao. Just under by 12 seconds. That's right. So we'll collect our gold brick. And what do we got next? What's up next? Ooh, another gold brick. Hey, check it out. We got ourselves a tornado build. What? This one is the Ruin Restoration. So, yeah, we get ourselves a gold brick for completing this, of course. And we'll go ahead and, let's see here. Ooh, we got a whole bunch of studs making it rain, too. So we'll drop up onto that level. That doesn't make any sense, Brian. We'll jump up onto that level and collect any remaining studs floating around. I would like to go ahead and make a side note that I think it's a real bummer that somebody ruined her ruins. All right, jump up that ruin that we fixed, and up top we're going to see a stream that goes down a separate way here. We're going to want to hug this sidewall. If you do not hug this sidewall, the stream will swoop you away, and you'll have to go a long way down to climb all the way back up, and we don't want that. So go ahead and hug that right wall and grab that gold brick. Now, hopefully, if the guide has been put out yet, hopefully it has been changed, because on my version of the guide, it actually said on the left wall. Now, it's technically the left tunnel when you're coming back from that last building, but I'm not exactly sure if that is a way to bail them out on the collectibles or not. But anyway, all figured out. We are moving along. We got this set of ruined ruins over here, too. Now, this one's a little trickier. You have to parkour up the side and jump across, and it's kind of a tricky double jump here. As you can see, the first double jump I attempted failed, but we got up on the second one, and we just got to work our way all the way to the top. Once we get up here, we've got our third tornado build waiting for us, and this guy builds some sort of a weird, oh yeah, it's a radio beacon. I was going to say it was like a satellite shooter thingy mabobber, because it does, we use it here in a second, and it drops a crate out of nowhere, which is great. But, all right, so we've got that. We're going to get our gold brick. Make sure you don't fall off, because this next thing is rather important. Now, it has been reported to us by a couple of yous that if you do not use J right now to go ahead and power this bad boy up, when you return, for whatever reason, often it will not let you do this. And that's going to, it's going to make you miss a gold brick. I was going to say it's going to require you to play the whole game over again, which it might, but I don't know that for sure. I don't know if there is a fix or if it will be fixed in an update. So hopefully, if you are one of these people that completed that tornado build and ran off, hopefully they'll figure out a fix for you other than having to complete the whole game again. However, on the other side of things, this game is relatively short in the grand scheme of Lego games, and it should only take you a couple of extra days, especially knowing where all the collectibles are and already gone through it once. All right, we've got a bouncing stud cube just off to our side, and in between that cube and the ruin that we just fixed, we're actually going to jump down and run across this weird kind of makeshift bridge here. Now, this over here gets really tricky, and if you notice an edit coming up here, that's because there is one. So we're going to switch to Master Wu, and we're going to use his staff. Now, this is really tricky, and I'm not kidding when I say this. I missed this jump right here probably 10 times, maybe more. It was really frustrating. And every time you fall, you have to go down and run all the way around and climb up. So anyways, hopefully you have better luck than I did. That right there was our 100th gold brick overall. So we have accomplished quite a bit so far in our story, our dojos, and our what? This is only our third free roam / free play collectible video. So we've got a lot to do, but we've got a lot behind us as well. So That actually might have been a good way to go down there, as I'm kind of taking the long way to get all the way up, and around here. But the next character token we need is all the way at the top, and this is the route that I had to take every time I missed that jump. So if you could imagine having to take this, 10 times, I mean, I was laughing by the end of it. Like, the first couple kind of frustrated me, but like the 10th time, it was laughable. And once we jump all the way across this river and get back up top, we're actually going to go up one more level. So maybe when I took a left back at Albuquerque down there when I said to go back the other way, maybe you should have needed to go this way. But I thought there was another way up here the other way, but I always came this way. So all the way back up to where that bouncing stud cube is, we're going to go off to the left side, though, and you might notice there is a zip line here. We're going to go ahead and zip our way down. And, oh, that's right, you could go into the area that we're at, but you can't get up to this character token. So, yes, you did, in fact, need to go up that route I just took, whatever it is. But, Shark Army Thug, welcome to the club, yo! And it looks like we got a couple of extra parts added to our character creator. And, to the ass. So next up, we got ourselves a gold brick. So once you drop down from that little cubby, there's actually this little pool of water. Inside that pool of water, there is, in fact, a gold brick. So head to the mainland and switch to a character that will get you underwater. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. I went with my favorite, the old Shark Army General. And I got myself a gold brick. Now, okay, we want to turn around and go behind us now. I got a little anxious and started hopping up that way. We actually want to go back and around over here. We don't need Master Wu. We need somebody who can double jump. Well, we could need somebody who can double jump better than that. And I definitely recommend kind of jumping towards the left side of the platform here, as it seems a little closer. And you swoop your way all the way over to the right edge, and look at that up top. We've got another cracked wall we need to bust open. So switch on over to Cole and throw that Spin Jitsu Earth Tornado and bust it down. And inside we'll collect that gold brick. Thank you very much. And guess what? We only have one race left. This race is actually right back towards the beginning, and rather than run all the way through the area, we're actually going to go ahead and fast travel. Yeah, right, slow travel with that load time, all the way back to the beginning. Now, as soon as we load, we're actually going to turn around and run back behind us. But here it is. I told you I went and got that blue. I knew I did it in one of those times. But I'm going to switch to Griffin Turner, as he is a little bit faster on his feet than most of our minifigs. So we'll use him and turbo our way across the bridge behind us. We're going to drop down off the ledge. Oh, but don't forget this purple. There was a gold brick over there before. Ooh, there's a bluesy too. All right, so we got all sorts of studs coming in, and you might remember this route, except for we took a right and dropped down below. This time we're going to go up to the left. And all the way up on the right path of the left side, we find ourselves a giant gold wall. And some more birthday cake. What the heck? I'm not sure what's going on with that birthday cake, but I got to be honest, I am definitely craving some birthday cake right now. Anyhow, we'll melt down that giant wall, and right behind we find the last race for this area. So we'll go ahead and switch to Griffin Turner, and we'll get our race on. That's right, 3, 2, 1, go. And we're off to a little bit of a slow start, but then all of a sudden the stream catches us, and it makes us slide down the hill. And here we go. We've seen this route before. And see, look, I'm getting swooped away. I tried to get that purple, but I couldn't get it. And look at that. Somehow the water sent me backwards. That was a weird little glitch. But we just want to keep on keeping on, making our way down. And, all right, watch out for that sea-doo that I built that's now blocking my path from coming out of the water. All right, so, and this gets tricky. You got to do some fast running and some jumping. And all the way across, get in there. Woohoo! Look at that. That was really close. I had less than a second of extra time there. But hey, that's actually our final race and final gold brick for this area. If you have not already, please click that subscribe button down below. And guess what? That's going to wrap it up. Look at that. We've got all 7 characters, all 24 gold bricks, and that ancient scroll, aka red brick. Thank you for watching. As always, we're going to show you this final little area here just to prove it to you on the main map that we got it too. But, yeah, that's going to do it for LEGO Ninjago Movie Video Game, the Uncrossable Jungle, free play, free roam, all collectibles. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you have not already, check out this Thumbie Must See. And, of course, all of our social media is posted down below. As for me, that's going to do it. As always, until next time. See ya.